Friends, it is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler, dropping in here on a Saturday morning, kind of different, right? But I was out here in my grow room, and because we have just tons of seedlings in all processes, from just being born to some that are way too big, that were demos. Anyway, while I watered and while I was waiting for the soil blocks to absorb everything, I just decided that I needed to come on here I have 3 things that I want to tell you about today. Or not tell you, 3 different things I want to talk about. First off, I just want from the bottom of my heart to thank all of you guys. We had a great 2024, the Gardener's Workshop did, and that is all because of you guys. And I just really appreciate that. And we have about, I think it's 17 team members, from folks that are in the warehouse to support system, that we have virtual workers, we have seed packers, and you make that possible for these people to have their careers and their jobs, doing something they absolutely love. And that's something that I'm really, really pleased about, is the culture at the Gardener's Workshop. And I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole, because that's all because of you guys. You've made it really all possible. And so that's the first thing I wanted to say, was to just thank you. And the second thing is, you may have already seen this, or if you're on our email list, you've already gotten an email. We are currently over like the next 5 or 6 days doing a survey, and you can actually comment the word survey here, SURVEY, and we'll DM you the link to fill it out. And so everybody that's eligible, meaning that you're a United States resident and you're over 18, everybody that fills it out will get a 10% shopping promotion code to use on your next order. But 3 lucky people that complete the survey will also be entered to win. I'm going to be giving $100 to 3 lucky people. And I'll be mailing you a check. Because we know it takes incentive. It'll take you about 10 minutes to do the survey. So comment survey here and you'll get that. Fill it out, get it in. There's a deadline. I think it's like the 22nd or next week. It's all the information will be there. But anyway, why are we doing a survey? And friends, we have so many opportunities of different things that we can do, different directions that we can go in. And we want to know what it is that'll help you guys the most to grow flowers on any level, whether you're, a flower farmer just dreaming, aspiring, getting started, in the trenches of doing it. We want to know what would help you guys most. So the third thing I want to do is I want to tell you about kind of what the Gardener's Workshop is all about right now, kind of what we offer and how that all fell out kind of in a timeline. Because I hope it's inspiring to you that just at 30 years ago, y'all, I was barely a novice gardener when I went down this journey that I'm not going to give you the details, but I'm just going to hit the timelines. And, my books really cover a lot of that story, pieces of that story. And, my start as a novice gardener to a commercial, because I have to have notes, y'all, or I'll go down a rabbit hole and never come back. I went from barely a novice gardener to a commercial flower farmer to I started speaking. Then I became an author. And then, I found that my truest gift was teaching flower farming and growing flowers during that time. And then I've gone on to become the owner of this platform that is now the Gardener's Workshop, that none of this is what I dreamed I'd be doing in 30 years, right? And it's all focused on equipping other people. Because friends, I thought I couldn't do this. I thought I could never be a flower farmer. I thought I could never own a business. I never thought I could do, much less write a book, y'all. I'm severely dyslexic. I never dreamed I could do that. And our mission is to equip any person that wants to grow flowers at any level, whether it's stepping out your back door and grabbing a bunch for your kitchen table, or to grow them because you do church flowers, or you want to supplement your family's income, or you want to go big. I mean, that is our goal. And again, if you want to get the survey that we're doing so you can help guide the Gardener's Workshop through this next decade, comment survey, and we'll DM you the link to get the survey. It'll take you 10 minutes. You get a 10% off coupon for your next order, and you'll be entered to win. 3 lucky winners will get $100. Literally, I'm going to mail you a check if you're the winner. So be sure and do that. So I've got this timeline written down here, and it was really funny writing it. I just forget so many things. So I launched my flower farm in 1998. I was a novice gardener that wanted to find a way to create income to be able to stay home with my golden retriever. Well, I actually had more than one then. And so that's kind of where it all started, was a way for me to create income to contribute to the family bottom line by staying home. And so I did that. That was kind of a rocky road. I did it and kept my job for a couple of years, and there were a lot of ins and outs. And as I mentioned, in each one of my books, which I'll put them in the timeline here, I give a different piece. You know, Cool Flowers really has the love story of how about Steve and marrying him, and he came with this great place, and right down to him building a Harley in the living room, and all that kind of fun stuff. That's all in Cool Flowers. So I launched my business. I was still working, and then after a few years, I was able to quit my job, right? And then I spent the next years, and I can't quite figure out how many years that was, of learning how to grow a lot in a very small space. Because if you don't know this about me, I live in the middle of the city. I have no greenhouses or hoop houses. And I didn't have a tractor for the first decade and a half, just about. No greenhouses, no tractor, no acreage. So I spent years learning how to grow a lot of flowers in a very small space. Sideline, y'all. We didn't even have social media back then. We barely had the internet back at this point in time, right? So there wasn't a lot of help going about. So I'm figuring this all out. And then I began teaching and lecturing. And that all came from, I was selling my flowers locally, and all the garden club ladies who buy the flowers that are doing events, and they're florists, they all want to know what my secret is. How am I doing this? And that kind of jump-started my speaking career, speaking locally, and found a couple things became apparent. First off, y'all, I only did that like 2 months out of the year because I was so exhausted from growing flowers. So just to give you a piece, in the beginning, my entire property was 1.17 acres. That included my house, several outbuildings, and then some gardening space. When I had like 2 quarter-acre gardens, so a half-acre garden basically, I was producing like 4,000 or 5,000 stems of flowers a week in season from that small space alone, right? I mean, I was killing myself. And then I started speaking in the winter months. My point of speaking was I was trying to sell my flowers when they came in. I needed to connect with the upscale people that were actually buying and consuming flowers. So I did that. Started speaking in the off months, and something really amazing happened. I discovered that my strongest gift was teaching other people, and particularly those people that think they can't do it. And that drove me to become a speaker and a teacher. And a part of that was, so I'm growing flowers, right? In the meantime, I've brought on a couple of employees, my sister and a cousin, to actually go to the farmer's market for me. I sold first to Florist, then I brought on the farmer's market, and I hired them to go to market because I was too dead on Saturday to do that after working alone Monday through Friday, right? So when you start teaching people how to farm and garden, then they want the same seeds that you're gardening with, growing. It's like everybody wanted Benary's Giants. Everybody wanted the coxcomb I was growing. Everybody wanted to learn more about seed starting. So I was giving out these long lists to people of where all these different places literally, I think it was a 2-page list of all the different places they would have to go to get the stuff that I was teaching them how I was doing it. And then I think it was 2005, I launched the Gardener's Workshop as we know it today. Prior to 2005, I was just Ziegler Garden. I was a flower farmer, growing flowers, selling flowers, and teaching other people how to do it. I launched the Gardener's Workshop in 2005 with the intention that it was like a light bulb moment. Oh my gosh, why am I not selling the stuff that I use? That's what everybody wants, right? And that was a whole story in itself, because just a minor rabbit hole. We launched that business in 2005 as a direct sales company, y'all. Think Pampered Chef. That's what I launched it as. Did it for 2 years, had salespeople in all these states. Then I got cancer and realized I don't want to be a sales manager. I want to grow flowers and teach people how to grow flowers and have the stuff that they need to equip them. So the Gardener's Workshop was literally born in 2005, but for the first 2 years, it wasn't like what we have today. So our niche on our online garden shop is we only sell those tools, supplies, seeds that I actually use, the stuff that I find useful and necessary, and the quality and all that good stuff, right? So that was 2005. So then a new piece of the business came in. My sister and I had already been speaking, right? And we had found ways for me to speak, not in season, but for about 4 months out of the year. So my sister and I started packing up the stuff that we were selling online, and we would take it to my programs, basically what we today call the pop-up shop, but we did it in a very big way. And so I started lecturing and teaching all over the country. I mean, from Texas to New York to Seattle to all over Kingdom Come. And we didn't do the pop-up shops everywhere, but I did a version of it. We printed a catalog for years, and I would take the catalog and give people order forms and say, order by this day, and you use this code and you get a discount or your club benefits or whatever. So we've been down a lot of bumpy roads to get to where we are today. Then in 2014, I got the book deal of Cool Flowers. I had to really convince the publisher. I had been given that lecture for many, many years. Nobody believed it. And then people were doing it beyond me and being successful. I didn't make up Cool Flower concept, y'all. It was something I rekindled from years past that people for decades did. Our grandmas did it, right? So in 2014, Cool Flowers came out. That brought a whole new level of demand for me to speak. Once you become published, it changes everything. And then in 2017, we launched our first online workshops. I took an online course to teach me how to do online courses. And so in 2017, we launched a Cool Flower course, not the one that's there now, a smaller course, and Seed Starting Made Easy, and the Easy Cut Flower course. These were all small little workshops, which most of those, 2 of those are still available today. They've been updated, but that's when they were actually born. Then in 2018, I got another book deal, Vegetables Love Flowers, which is my book, which is really about my natural gardening philosophies, meaning I don't use pesticides at all. And it really helps people to gain understanding of succession planting. And it's about why flowers benefit vegetables. It's about putting a cutting garden in your vegetable patch is what that book is based on. But it really covers all the ways that I actually farm and garden. So that was Vegetables Love Flowers in 2018. Then in 2018, we also launched what is known today as Flower Farming School. That was a big online course. My goal was when I launched that with basics was to give people everything they needed in one place to be able to start and build a business just like I did, but to forego all the speed bumps and to save a whole lot of time and money. And then to have access to me to answer their questions. Because, back then I was doing lots of lecturing, right? And I could go and lecture all day long at a conference and teach people, huge hundreds of people in audiences. But after that conference was over, those people didn't have access to me. There's no way I could answer all these individual questions coming in via email, to answer each question. That just wouldn't work in a private setting. So the thought was, and what came to fruition, is that I built Flower Farming School to teach all of the how-to steps to do that, but then to provide a community, a private community, where people had access to me, where they could ask questions forever, for life, behind the door of this private community. And then the next step happened. As soon as my first class of students went through Flower Farming School, and people, I can remember the person and the email that I got from one of my students that said, okay, been there, done that. I've got my business set up. I've done everything you've said. I grew the flowers last year and I sold them all. Now I want to grow more stuff. And so that's when I tapped Dave Dowling to do bulbs, perennials, woodies, and more. My students wanted to diversify and grow more crops so they could sell more to their customers. And that began the next step for the Gardener's Workshop, where we began publishing online courses for my peers that I handpicked, by the way. These were not people that I was seeing so many people teaching because of my travels. I went to those people that I listened to them teaching and wanted them to become a part of the Gardener's Workshop team to help people grow their businesses. So that happened in 2018, 2019, and kind of developed over the next couple of years. Then in 2023, that is when we launched, y'all. I just can't even believe it. We launched the live shopping show. Just think QVC, but with me talking about our products that we sell, showing the flowers that we're growing and how we grow them. That was absolutely amazing. And that comes to you through the Gardener's Workshop Shop app. You can watch the show through social media, but I will tell you that in the app, you can participate in the giveaway. You can participate in the conversation that's going on amongst all the viewers. It's absolutely amazing. That means that I can show you how to start seeds, and then you have the opportunity, just like on QVC, to hit the button and buy it. And we do that show every Friday at 12 noon, and we have weekly specials, and it's really become almost as big as our website. It's pretty phenomenal how that all works. But that is the live shopping show. And if you're interested in the app, you can actually comment app here. Or you can just go to your phone's app store and search the Gardener's Workshop. Then in 2024 was my next book. The Cut Flower Handbook was launched, which is really the book if somebody says, how do I grow flowers, whether you're a home gardener or a flower farmer, how do I do it? This is the book. That's the book that I created. It's for flower farmers and home gardeners. It just gives everything that you need to know. And we also launched in 2024 my membership called the Flower Farmer Club. And the Flower Farmer Club is just getting off the ground, and it is phenomenal, y'all. And you can learn more. I got all these words you can use to get DMs. You can comment club here and we'll DM you the link, but you can find all these things that I'm mentioning over at home base, which is thegardenersworkshop.com. And then as we're heading into 2025, we've introduced another app. We have 2 phone apps. We have the Shop app, which I just told you about. Then we have the Learn app, and that is home base to all of our online courses, as well as our community, the Flower Farming Club. They're both free apps to download. And here's a little insider tip. If you download the Learn app, there's a free course sitting in there waiting for you. You don't have to buy or own anything with us to have access, and it's how to build that trellis tunnel, that 50-foot trellis tunnel I have here on the farm. We show you how we actually do that. And that is what we've launched already for 2025. And the survey, remember y'all, comment survey here if you want to get the survey. You'll get a 10% off your purchase if you buy some on your next order for everybody that fills it out. And then you'll be entered to be one of the lucky 3 winners that I'm going to give $100 to. So comment survey here, because that's where I need your help. We need to know. I mean, did you hear all the things that we're doing? I just need to focus. What is going to help you the most? And we know that y'all we get suggestions from time to time, but the survey will actually corral all those and put them in one place and really help us to get boots on the ground. So if you comment survey and fill it out, it'll take you less than 10 minutes. And it's for aspiring, beginner, seasoned flower farmers and home gardeners. We want to know who you are. What is it that we need? What don't we have that will help you? And friends, that's just, now I'm pretty sure all my seedlings here, y'all see I'm just loaded. We got tons of stock and straw flowers and sweet peas and all the cool flowers, because the next window of opportunity to plant is very early spring for cool season hardy annuals, and that's what all this stuff is for. And in the Flower Farmer Club, I also do a weekly, the Sow-in Circle. I don't think I mentioned that. This past week, we sowed calendula in a plug tray, and I see that it's starting to sprout. And a couple of weeks ago, we started cuttings of salvia. So friends, we have what it takes to grow cut flowers, no matter what level you're at. You just have to engage it and use it. And I want to know, what's the best way for you? Which one of our resources that we already have maybe really helps you the most, or what are we missing? So friends, I hope that I'll see a survey with your name on it come through. And y'all have already blown us away. We sent out the first email last evening, and we have had hundreds already submitted. And so we hope that you will join us in on that. And so comment survey if you want to do a survey about what help guide where we go these next 5 years, and get a 10% off promotion code for your next order, and get entered to win one of the $300 gifts I'm giving away to 3 lucky winners. And friends, this is a great day to start seeds. It's kind of snuggly in this grow room, and I'm going to hang out here for a while. So friends, till we meet again, ciao.